As we've talked about, when we have parallel lines in triangles, the segments that are formed are divided up proportionally. So let's use a proportion to find the value of x, and then notice they want us to do one more step, and that's to find the perimeter or the distance around this triangle. And so when I set this up, there's many proportions we can write, as we've talked about. Just make sure you're consistent in what you set up. What I would probably do is match up 6x over 2x plus 1, so start with that side of the triangle. So 6x over 2x plus 1. I don't need to add full sides together. I can if I want to, but I think it's easier just to use the pieces as they are. And since I've matched up that piece to that piece, I like to do this visually. I'm going to then set that equal to this piece, 18 over 7.5. That's one proportion that we could write. It's not the only proportion, but it's the one that I'm going to use. Now notice the only number I did not use was that 30, because that 30 down here, I don't know what that side matches up to up there, so I'm not going to worry about using those in my proportion. That 30 will be important when I find the perimeter. So we have a slightly more complicated proportion to solve than usual, but we're going to solve it like we always do. Let's start with cross multiplying. So 6x times 7.5 comes out to be 45x. You can double check that on your calculator if you don't trust me. And then equals, let's cross multiply this way as well. 18 times 2x plus 1 comes out to be 36, sorry. 36x plus 18. Bringing my x's to the same side, I'll subtract the 36, so I get 9x equal to 18. And finally, dividing by 9 gets me an answer of 2. So x is 2, but remember, we're not quite done with the problem yet. They wanted to know x, but they also wanted to know the perimeter of this triangle. So let's plug x back in and figure out how long these pieces are up here. 6 times 2 gets me 12 for that segment right there. 2 times 2 plus 1 gets me 5 for this piece down here. Now that I have all these pieces in place, I can find my perimeter of the entire triangle by adding up the 3 sides around it. Even though there's 3 sides, there's 5 numbers, because 12 plus 5 is one side of the big triangle. Plus 30, that side on the bottom, that's the only reason I need that 30. And then plus 18. And plus 7.5 to go all the way around this figure. Adding those up gets me a total perimeter of 72.5. And since there's no label on this, I'll just go ahead and throw units on as my label. So 72.5 units to go all the way around this triangle.